You're live. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Al, I'm getting the hang of this. I know you're out there. And I gotta click. I'm driving the bus. Sorry. Here's Amber. Amber's coming. Oh yeah. Welcome now. I see people coming in. Chloe's in. Pure Love Sex Glory. Lucky Stone. Lucky Stone, get a hold of me. I want you on.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? Let's see. Oh boy, everybody's piling in. Grandpa Brian, I haven't seen him. Darth, I seen him the other night. All is good. Come on, this is okay. Amber's coming in. She must have had a reboot. Okay, I'm driving the bus. You guys can talk for a minute. Hey everybody.
Hi everybody. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And this is Omii. She's going to be joining us tonight, and she's going to share with us some of her talents and gifts and experiences and journeys. So this will be exciting, and it's Robert's neighbor.
Yes.
I'm the cool neighbor.
Yes, she's the cool neighbor.
Absolutely. Yeah. Omii, can you turn your volume up just a little bit? Because you're just a little bit low.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, that's better.
That's
much
better.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. So why don't you introduce yourself, Omii? And Robert will drive the bus and get Amber in. And then
I'm trying to get Amber in. She was trying to come in, and then I don't know what happened.
That's okay. Give her a second. She might be needing to. I've had to do that sometimes. It takes me a time or two to get in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just keep looking for her.
My name is Omiyinka Ire, and you could call me Omii for short. I know that is kind of hard to say at first, so I like when people call me Omii. It's cute. About me, I have been on a spiritual journey since birth, just like all of us. And at the age of five is about as far as I can remember, really seeing my first spirit, interacting, talking, and it was pretty profound. Still to this day, I remember what was said to me, and I'll never forget it. So that's what literally has carried me through up to now. And it really is the core of my work, because just like I said, we come here as spiritual beings and we're just remembering who we were, who we are, what we're here to do, how we're supposed to do it, who we're supposed to help, how do we help ourselves. And everything is very much so interconnected. And the type of work that I do is I am an intuitive reader. I read tarot and oracle, and I also do mediumship. So my mind is constantly, well, not constantly, but it feels like it's constantly in a dizzy. But I do take some time to rest. So that's good. And that's very important to remember too, when you're an intuitive person. You do want to take time to rest. I am also a tantric energetic healer. So I work in the field of shamanic tantra. And for those who know about tantra, it is the cultivation of sexual, sensual energy to awaken yourself and to remove blockages and things that no longer serve you. So I not only work with individuals, but I specialize in working with couples as well. Both me and my husband do that together. And I'm an educator. I love to teach. So right now I'm actually teaching a course on how to activate your intuition and how to read tarot and oracle intuitively. And what that means is without the book. Because the book is one thing, and the intuition is another thing. And it's
I call it the mysticism.
And it's very real. You know, you are, because we're all interconnected, we access energy and information from the ethers to be able to communicate with each other. And I think that a part of the journey is having the confidence to speak on what you know and what you feel that you know, so that the other person can receive what you are saying.
Mhm.
So that's what I do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's interesting that you said you heard your first like audible when you were 5. That's kind of my situation. I was communicating with the Lord from age 3, and I'd never been to church. So this Jesus Lord person had no concept, and that was my invisible friend. So it's taken me a lot of years to process that information, and it's now I'm coming to a point that that's a part that's something, it's inside of me. That's part of my actual, it's part of my being, and that's how my consciousness processed. I would guess because it's more, it was more than a spirit guide. It was like kind of like my intuition, my own internal voice. And this was the image that was associated to it from the time I was 3 years old, and I'd never had any indoctrination to that belief system at all. And it was in my consciousness from birth. So
Right.
it's amazing. We have connections to powerful beings and personalities and entities. And the more I learn about these things, the more I see that these entities are very possibly connected to the planetary bodies within our solar system.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So each one of these entities, actually, we have direct communication, contact, and the ability to completely be in one mind with these beings or entities or planets or logos or God, Lord, whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
Right. And in my tradition, we call it our Ori, our spirit. Nothing can exist without your Ori, and all of our Oris connecting consciously. And so, you know, before a deity, before reaching out to a deity, or you know, and all of these entities are us and we are them, but we first get comfortable with ourselves, with our own divinity.
Yes.
And that's where true intuition is connecting with that, connecting with you. If you don't know you, then I won't be able to, you know, open myself up to receive the download to be able to speak to somebody else.
Yes.
You know, so that's very true. And that's really cool. You had it at 3. My mom,
you know, from my earliest memories, one of my, you know how seems like your younger memories happen with trauma. So
yeah.
one of my earliest, most vivid memories was I used to climb everything. I was running when I was 9 months old, and I started climbing everything by the time I was about 12 months.
Wow.
So I was about 2.5 or 3 years old. I don't know exactly, but we were still at my first house, and I used to climb up the jungle gym and climb up the walls, and I used to walk the walls through the neighborhood, and I would get up on the roof of the house. So I was up on the roof of the house, and I was going to jump because I knew I could fly. And the Lord was in my imagination, in my head. He was like, you better not do that. I was like, well, why not? You know, and we were literally arguing, and I was like, I'm going to fly. And he's like, you can't fly. I'm like, I can too. And we were like going back and forth. He's like, you can't in this body. Because I was still a little child, and you're in both realms when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
You're in both at the same time. And I think because I have this memory, it's so powerful. I think I still remember how it felt to be a 3-year-old. So that's powerful in its own essence. So I'm on the roof, and I'm arguing with the Lord, and I'm like, I'm going to jump. And he's like, well, you're going to fall. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to float. And he's like, no, you're going to fall because there's gravity here. And he's explaining to me, I'm going to go splat. Like he's showing me cartoons of Wile E. Coyote going splat. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I'm showing I'm going to fly. So we were, you know, having this conversation. So I jumped, and I got hurt. But the thing was when I jumped, I swear to you, there was like some kind of divine intervention, because I literally felt hands throw me under the roof into the hedges and the bushes, which were underneath the roof line. So they were under the roof. So I literally did a hook and was thrown into the bushes and set a splat on the ground. So I think that was the first time I actually felt like angelic physical
Right.
intervention too, because literally that defied the laws of gravity totally.
And it's just like you said, you know, it's tied with trauma. My mom said, I asked her, had I told her that I saw beings before? And she said, yeah, you know, before I was 5. But the one that sticks out to me the most is at 5 because it was tied to a traumatic experience.
See, I'm finding correlation with this.
I got burned really bad. Like I have a 2nd-degree burn, and it happened around that time. And I was in the hospital, and, you know, they had to, you know, do their procedures to scrape the burn and everything. And they had to give me medicine to keep me calm because of the pain and stuff like that. Yes. So I was in and out.
Yes.
And as I'm in and out, I saw one big figure and children around my bed in the hospital. Wow. And I'm like, you know, because I'm out of it.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm like, what's going on? And you know, the older being was like, take care of my children. And I was like, okay, what do you mean?
You're like, I'm a children. What
like I'm a child. Like I'm fine.
Right, what are you talking about? Right. Mm-hmm.
And the being said to me, you know, you'll know when you know. And I said, oh, okay, that's all right. And if anybody out there knows about how intuition works, it's always like that. It's never really like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's always like A, C, G. And you have to feel, and your own spirit will fill in the gaps.
Yes.
And so as I got older, I was always looking and seeking and learning. And then I got to this point where I was like, dang, I'm really doing this. And so that's what I teach my students. Like, it's like, you've always been this person who's been on a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because once you realize that, then you're like, I was cool before there was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, that's so funny too. I have the same situation. Like I said, I'm 3 years old. I jump off the roof, and in this same window of time, some neighbors moved in, and they were brand new. And that when they moved into our neighborhood, I went to their house because, you know, I had to say hi to everybody because I was just little friendly little person who had to say hi to everybody, know what's going on. So I marched my little butt down there, and I introduced myself, and I tell them all about the neighborhood and about school and preschool, because I'm going preschool in, you know, a year and, you know, whatever. So I walk in their house. There's a big picture of Jesus hanging on their wall. And I literally, first time I'd ever seen a picture, and I walk straight and I go, that's my Lord. And she's like, yeah, that's the Lord Jesus Christ. I was like, no, how do you know him? I was like, I had questions. I was like, how do you have his picture on your wall when he's my invisible friend? You know, I was like, is he real? You know, this was really going, I was like, is he real? Because I got a different body than the body I'm with up there with him. And then I got this body. And does he have is he here too? So she told me I had to go to church to see him. So I thought literally, if I went to church, I was going to physically get to see him. So he told me, because I went to church to go see him. And of course he wasn't there. So in my mind, he was communicating with me. He was like, my child. He's like, don't you understand? He goes, you have that which they seek. He said, you can see my face and hear my voice, but they can't. He said, but you can. He says, but if you tell them that you can, he says, they will tell you that you cannot, and they will convince you. And then you won't be able to hear my voice or see my face. And I was like, take my best friend away? I don't think so. I was like, not having it. So I like stomped my little foot in that church, and I was like, I will never not hear your voice, and I will never not see your face. And I think that's been part of the reason I've always had such an open spiritual mind, was because I made sure that I would never let go of that. And he warned me when I was 3 years old that this is a natural process, that bigger people can't hear him or see him. And I was like, whoa, really? So yeah, there's something to this, that we all do this when we're children and somehow we forget.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, my mom, I come from a legacy of oracles. My mom is an oracle. My grandmother is an oracle. Her mother, as far as we could really go. And me stepping into this or onto this path, it didn't really surprise my mom, because she was like, I was raised like this, you know, I was raised to myself spiritually, know myself, know all of myself, and be transparent and be honest about it. So I think that's where I get the openness, is because I was raised by women and men who are, in fact, sorcerers and sorcerers. It's sorceresses. So I'm very fortunate, very fortunate. So this is completely normal. And I'm just grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a unique path. Not many people get to be embraced with that kind of an upbringing. So yeah, that's a gift.
Yeah.
To be in a family of seers. I mean, I have them in mine too, but most of them don't want to deal with it. They're just like, nope, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So yeah, in
Man,
my family, it was like, yeah, I know, but don't talk about it. You know, it was kind of that kind of stuff.
and you were like, no, I'm talking about.
Well, I was confused. I'm like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Because you know, I had I had my babysitter my whole life, like the only one I ever had. He died, and then 3 months later, he's standing in my hallway, and I'm like, you know, and my mom's just like, you're freaking out your brother and sister, knock it off. And I'm like, but mom, he was standing in the hall. She's like, I know, I've seen him too. I was like, okay, good, I'm not the only one. Okay,
Yeah.
calm down now. So yeah, but like I said, I had it in my family where people, but they wouldn't acknowledge it. So to be embraced with it and to have that kind of openness and exploration, what a treasure. Wow.
Well, I mean, I think it's also a part of my culture too, because
absolutely,
you know, my background is I'm from New Orleans. So in New Orleans, there's voodoo, and voodoo is an African practice. And so in voodoo, this is a natural state of being. It's a part of our lifestyle. It's our spirituality and our physical lives. They're one in the same. There is no like separation in that. So
that's
it's for many people down there. I mean, it's normal for you to see. You see somebody, you're like, hey, let me put some water out and some food and bless my ancestors. I share to you guys.
Awesome.
I give thanks.
That is awesome.
So to us, it's kind of it's normal. It's a natural state of being. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I like I said, I wished I would have had more of that in my life, because you know, it was so taboo, you know.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it is. It has a lot to do with your raising.
Yeah, when did you get to a point where you were like comfortable with being fluid and like verbalizing rather what you have seen and gone through and stuff like that?
It's like I said, I think, you know, that thing is why I came into some serious illnesses in my life, because anytime I try to get away from the path of embracing nature and embracing my own power and embracing my intuition, it's like literally the universe brings me back on track. And it's usually been through a healing crisis where I had to go outside of all conventional treatments because they couldn't figure it out. And I had to go and find out on my own. And that would take me back to nature and back to natural healing and back to shamanic practices and shamanic healing. So,
Yep.
you know, I cured an incurable disease in my own body with my mind and some herbs. So, you know,
I could definitely
powerful
agree with that,
things.
because when I'm off track, I get really depressed. I get
Me
down,
too.
and I feel so sad.
Me too.
I feel so lost in the sauce. I'm like, come and get me out. Just
I totally agree.
come and get me out.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel you on that one.
Do we have Amber? Hi, Amber.
Hi,
Yes.
Amber.
Hey, hi,
Yes.
sorry I'm late.
That's
Oh, that-
okay. We can hear you and see you. Yay.
That's all right.
Hi, ladies. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing you talk.
Oh, I love hearing you talk too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. You made it, and don't worry about the problems you had. You're on. That's all that counts.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I've got this microphone, computer, camera all set to the side because it wasn't working for me. So I'm using my phone.
Oh, well,
Well, you
That's-
sound great, look great. So we got you. Yay.
Awesome.
The
that's
Yeah.
vibes are
That's-
coming through the screen.
I love the energy tonight. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, we got a pretty full house. We got a lot of people here. We got Milky's mom, Brenda. She's here. Pure Love Ascension. We got some people that I haven't seen. Gemma Spenk. I haven't seen her. Thanks for coming. Mary Wins. Teresa Anton. I don't know if she's got any cards left for Al. She usually keeps track of that. Deborah Sloan is in the house. Jake Letzer, I think I'm saying that right. I haven't seen him before. I think maybe I have. Let's see. Truth Seeking, Barry Chad. I think Dark Truth is here. Let's see. Who else did I have in here? Sarah Horton. Steve was here from Slightly Slanted from the Truth. Steve, he's all right. I love Steve. He's awesome. I got to get him on again. And man, he just has so much stuff going on. Deborah Truex is
Steve.
here. She is really good too. I really like her. She has some really nice stuff to say. Grandpa Brian showed up. He's here. Glad to know. I haven't seen him a while. Bah Joe, Candy Apple. Yeah, let's see. That's Mr. Mensa. Can't forget him.
I see Delaney Jones. Hi, Delaney.
All right. Yeah, Delaney Jones. Okay. Well, I think we got everybody. There'll be more pouring in. Thank you all for coming. Amber, are you ready to do your card read for the collective? I think we got a pretty good full house here.
Yes, I'm very ready.
All right.
So, I thought that this went really well with the topic of the show today, who or what controls us.
Yes.
So I definitely put that energy into the cards to see what they were telling us. So first we've got 9 of Wands. So we all have, the more light we have and the more magic we have, the more others are going to want to take it from us. And they will try to take it from us. And that is our battle. And the wonderful thing about this card is that it signifies a battle that has been won. Every single one of these wands represents strength. The more scars we have, the stronger we are. We are warriors. That is the magical part, is that we have so much light in us, and we do have opposing energies trying to feed off of our light. And sometimes we feel like we are in such struggle, and we feel just like we've lost. But that is the magical part, is that nothing would be trying to take it if we didn't already have it already. Okay. And so we get fed more and more strength the more we fight. Also the Empress, we create out of love. We can create out of hate too, but this is inviting us to have a seat and enjoy what we have. Be thankful for what we have. We do have what we need. Even though the world seems very grim right now, we are the ones that can, oh, I'm getting chills. We are the ones that have the power to transform. We've got the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands can be that we feel pushed into the corner. We feel like we don't want to attack. We want to be in balance with everything, but we will attack if we have to. The thing is knowing that we have the strength, we have the beauty, we have the love. We don't have to attack, but damn, if we need to, we have the power, and we can use our own inspirations and our own inner guidance and our own light to attack. We don't have to attack each other. We are not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be creating more love and light in the world, and not stooping down to the ones that are trying to take all of our wands. For the last card, we have a Oracle card. And it's the Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. We are spiritual beings, and I think a lot of us here have a tendency of going to the ethers. A lot of us, and you know, everyone's different, but we tend to kind of separate ourselves. Just remember to stay grounded, because we're here to protect this realm, and we need to bring as many people on this realm as possible with us, and just teach and just show people that you care and be there for them no matter what their beliefs are. And you know, just create that empress, that creative force. It's there for us, and that's it.
Ashe.
It feels amazing.
Very good.
The battle that you're talking about, that feels so appropriate. Like, man, we don't want to go there, but we're called to it.
And
Whoa, Nelly, here we go. And I saw children having their hands in a circle, and I saw them shooting out like an atomic bomb of light, saying no more, and like stopping all the darkness. Literally, that's what went into my head, was like, they all held hands and went, no more.
and we are the children.
That's what I saw. Yeah,
right?
It was like, that was literally like all of us coming together, holding hands and saying, no, we now say how it's going to go.
Exactly.
And how. Yeah.
Every day, I'm sure a lot of you already do this, man. I go outside and I just say no more. Like, it's time. We need help down here. And
Yes.
I am inviting some help, and we can do this, even just with our minds, you know, or with our bodies.
Invite our oversouls.
Yes.
Our sons. We're supposed to be the second coming, the second son. Bring the second son. That's you.
Yes.
It's you.
Yeah. Light each other's fire, light each other's flame, keep one another's candles lit with the other, make that flame bigger. Don't let all this nonsense dwindle that flame, because that's what they're trying to do. And no, let's earn those scars. Let's earn those wands. Let's fucking, you know, go for the gold, baby.
We came here to win.
Yeah.
Elevate.
Yeah, like darkness can't survive in the light. So
no, and light is information, and that means being knowledgeable and knowing how to do what you need to do. And that's what we're trying to learn. It's like we're all learning different parts of doing what we need to do, but we all have a common goal.
Yes.
And be smart, because not everyone's on your side, you know, so just be smart, know how to navigate swiftly, smart, do it correctly, and, you know, just don't. Oh, and also with the wands, enjoy the process. Don't get too caught up in the end result, because we all do that. We're like, oh, I'm gonna get that medal, or, you know, I'm gonna become a shaman. Like, enjoy the process, because we're here for the process. That's most of what we're doing, is the process. It's always going to be a process. When the aim
work, definitely got to do the
yeah.
work.
Definitely.
Definitely.
think
That's
that
my
I think
message.
that a lot of times people um they see the end result, not really the end result. They see people who have been on it like deep into this path for a while, and they think that like it's glitz and glamour, and it
Right.
really isn't. It's not
No.
glitz and glamour. And I
No.
wanted to say that, you know, darkness does have its place,
Yeah.
just like the light has its place.
Yes.
But nothing can be created without the balance of in them being equal. You know, you can't have light if you don't have the void of darkness. You won't be able to see it.
Yep.
You can't have the light without the void of darkness. So everything has its place. But I think that people see the glam and the glitz and they're like, oh, you know, yay, it's easy. And it's not. It's
No,
not.
the darkness is what causes those battle scars. It's what creates us to grow. It's what fuels our fire.
It's what
Yeah.
pushes you, because the confusion, the pain, the suffering, that's what makes you move out of your stagnant position. It
Yeah.
forces you to get off your butt
If
one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody says it's all love and light and rainbows and unicorns, I'm like, I don't know what kind. I just
What
can't.
spiritual path are you on? Because
Right. Because everybody I know that's really doing the work has had their butts handed to them at least a few times.
Yeah.
and oh, forbid if you don't listen to your own spirit.
Oh, right. What a whooping you get, right?
Oh yeah. As soon as you walk out the door, it's like
Yep.
bam, and you're like, dang,
Yeah.
darn it. You know, so it's definitely work. You know, definitely work. It's not gonna come overnight, but like we all are saying here, you know, we all came here as spiritual beings, so we have what it takes. But the confidence, I'm finding that people especially in the society that we live in, the energetic frequency, especially in America. I've been to other countries, but here in America, it's very like, it's heavy here where you don't really feel like you have the confidence to have the audacity to step into who you really are and what you're here to do. Once you do that, everything just kind of goes and it lines up and it moves really, really fast. It moves really, really fast too, like, you know, but the confidence, I'm seeing that a lot of people, especially in my generation, I'm 27, in my generation, the confidence is lacking. They don't really feel like, they still come from that place of judgment. You know, am I judging myself? Am I judging other people? Are other people judging me? So they even on a spiritual path, they're still looking for that validation instead of just stepping into who they are. And how do you do that? You know, how do you step into who you are?
It's so hard because, like I said, you know, your generation, you guys have been so hit with the whole selfie thing and the celebrity thing. And, you know, we grew up with the Waltons, the Brady Bunch, because I'm 50. So, I mean, you guys have been hit so hard with the whole identity of fake celebrity, all this stuff, you know, to mean you're successful means you have a Lamborghini. And then when you find out, you know, when some of these people, they've got the Lamborghini, they've got all this stuff, and then they commit suicide, you're like, whoa, maybe that really isn't what brings you happiness. So everything that your generation has been taught is actually false. And when you find out the truth, it shatters your whole reality of, what am I supposed to be? How do I find any? Because, you know, all humans, when you get down to the core of it, when I've done healing sessions, when it gets to the core for most people of what they truly just want, is they want to be loved and acknowledged by their friends and family. The people that have meaning in their life. They just want to feel important and accepted and acknowledged. And that's honestly, that is the greatest high most people are ultimately seeking, but we don't even know that that's what we're ultimately looking for. We don't even know.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of it is knowing having the discernment to know what path to take. And that's where I can't stress enough that activating your intuition, tapping into your spirit, tapping into what and who, what like this whole discussion is, what controls you. What I feel controls me is my spirit. I am led by my Ori. I am led by the one who has walked with me from beyond time into this time, who is me.
Yes.
And so everything that I do is in alignment with that. And if it is not, then I can't do it. And if I do it anyway, then I suffer,
Yep.
stress, and I go through very unnecessary things. So I think that's where it begins is, and I find that people kind of skip steps. They go from that as soon as they come onto the journey, they immediately go to deity. They immediately go to something else. But what about you? You're neglecting you.
Yes.
You are a deity within yourself.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. And once you connect with that, then you kind of you'll have the discernment to say, okay, this is what I should do and this is what I shouldn't do. And this is how I should move and this is how I shouldn't move.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should get this friend and maybe I should let this friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what my generation might be missing is the discernment.
Too, and also the discernment, like you said, it's come and be listed because those two different voices in the head, the ego, and then the more, the more spiritual part of the brain, the more creative side of the brain. That's hard because we're programmed for basically probably what's not in alignment with your soul's purpose. So you're constantly fighting the ego construct of the world and trying to stay on the spiritual path. And it's sometimes hard to know which pull you're getting. Are you getting the pull from the collective and from the indoctrination, or are you getting the pull from your spirit? So a lot of people have a hard time discerning what voices they're listening to. And that to me was when you can understand the difference between the collective or outside interference versus your own true internal guidance. It seems like when you're in line with what's true to your inner being, there's a knowing. There's a knowing there. And I think finding that knowing is where a lot of people, they're struggling, but when they get there, that's when they start to go, okay, I know the difference now between I think and I know.
And it, the devices that kind of interrupt that voice or intercept you hearing yourself is the phone, the TV, social media, So in order for you to really hear yourself, you have to detach from all of those. You have to go into isolation for a little while. You got to get away from pretty much anything, and everybody might have like 2 friends and the rest family, maybe even get away from family.
Yes.
And just be in isolation, and you'll be able to hear yourself more versus the chatter of other people, especially if you're very intuitive and you have, let's say, clairaudience, where you hear voices, you hear things. So if you're in a area where it's very clustered and too many people and constant going, you're not really going to be able to hear you because you're getting caught up in the chatter of everybody else. So gotta get away from that too. I live in the country, so woo woo. Me and my neighbor, we live in the country. Woo woo.
Yeah.
I know where you live.
I know where you do.
Well, you're right about all that stuff, about all the distractions. I think they're, the distractions, but that kind of boils down to this. The funny part is like you were talking about channeling your inner self and all that, and listening to everything. And then somehow I knew you were going to come on. I knew that you would be calling. I didn't really have anybody on. I had kind of Steve in the backup, but I somehow knew you were going to, and I had this title picked out a week ago, believe it or not. I'm working
Your
really hard.
psychic abilities.
Yes, I'm working
Yeah,
on my.
Robert's coming online. Oh, totally. I'm
I'm work-
watching it.
I'm working on this stuff really hard. Yes, trust me. You got to put in the work to get the
Yes,
results. So I sent you both something I wrote, and I tried to calm my mind and channel this. And I think I did a pretty good job.
Read it.
And I'm going to read
Read it.
this.
Yes.
And because after I wrote it, I couldn't remember what I wrote. That's the weird part.
That's when you're going deep, Robert, because that's when you're just allowing. That's beautiful.
I had to reread it to know what I wrote. Okay, I'm going to share screen so everybody else can see this. Okay.
Where did Amber go?
Her headphones were dying.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Amber's got good vibes.
I know. I love
Okay.
her.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can everybody see the share screen?
Yep.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna read this. What is control? Because this has been dwelling on, I've been seeing, you know how I've been telling you, I see things that kind of come into like, you know, I see a lot of things and I put it all together.
Mhm.
So I think that is my special power. You know, like people see numbers, I pick out things and see them together. So I've been seeing this stuff. So anyway, what is control? Control is when you give up what you have to someone else or to something else. Something as simple as putting on cruise control on your car while you drive. For example, you enjoy the control it takes from you while helping you, but in return, you get the benefit of not having to watch your speed and push your foot to the floor. But it could cause you an accident if you were driving in wet conditions or if you were not paying attention to the road. Now we have all done this in our lives of giving up control to our parents as you were young, telling us what now that we have all done this in our lives of giving up control to our parents as we were young, telling us what to do and what not to do in the name of safety. We gave our control to the church that gave us instructions on what was right and what was wrong and who God is and why we should listen to him and what to do when he says, or what to do what he says. We are now adults, and now we have the power of information. We have the ability to make our own decision and then what to do, what we feel is best. Yes, for us. Oh, do you need someone to tell you what to do, control you? Does it make you feel safe? Does it bring fear into your life because what you don't know is out there, and you feel better letting someone tell you what to do because they are in control and you can't be blamed, or blame yourself for those decisions? What is the right answer? It is up to you. Yes, you. Take some responsibility and make some choices. Do the work to find the knowledge and make good decisions. Take back your control. In the Bible, the Lord says, you are a shepherd and makes you a sheep. Sheep are dumb and they're not smart. Did anyone ever tell you that? If you ever had a sheep, you would know that. And like they have 4 legs, walking, eating machines, and they're just wool and make noise. This is not you. You have a brain. You can think, make choices, create, talk, and much more. Your whole life is about giving your control to someone else. Just imagine if you took back just a small bit of how much more powerful you would be. Start somewhere. Small baby steps.
Mhm.
You can do it. One day, think what you do. You have free will to do it. Free will to do first. Take a breath. Yes, a breath. That is your free will. Then move your arm and your other arm. Now you get it. One thing at a time. Then you're walking and talking. That's when it gets hard. What to do next? How you use your speech and where to go? Confused yet? that is where the bigger steps come in. Do you hold back what you're saying? Do you stay because someone told you not to go? What's holding you back? Make good decisions and use your inner voice, your heart, to make new choices. Rethink what you know to be true. Relearn what you have already learned with a new outlook and a perspective. Now, you can't change overnight, but give it time and take back your control. You are in control of you. Of course, I went on the internet and I looked up a bunch of stuff about control, the definition of the control. The right to govern implies ability to wield force, authority, and influence on people. The ability to manage a machine, a vehicle, a moving object. All these definitions, easy ways to increase your self-control. This is all stuff off the internet. You can all look it up. If you want all this stuff I wrote down here, just email me and I'll email you the whole thing. Then it goes into, I got parts about your mind and mind control, stuff the CIA did, the mind controlling people, and how, what is the self-control theory, a definition of it. I got a lot of stuff here. So I was a busy camper in all of this. So anyway.
Robert, you're on to like, that's the whole gig is who's controlling us.
Yeah.
Who's controlling us is what we hear and what we see, and then what we perceive, and then what we take on as our character or our persona or our personalities. And now that we're understanding that our personalities have been formed from basically the masters of the matrix that want to put us into these certain boxes and categories, we're starting to understand, no, we are one body of the aura. What do you call it again? That beautiful word that you use, animates or anima for the spirit?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember what.
She had a word for it, but we're so much bigger than control.
Ori.
There it is, Ori, that beautiful word. That's what we are. We are this energy, this spirit, we're more than our bodies. And we've been so conditioned about our physical, about, what we look, what we drive, what kind of house we have, all this stuff that literally means nothing. So the news, the schools, the religion, the peers, the social media, all of these things have given us our identity. And now I think we're all crumbling those fake identities down and building back up what's real, which is the spirit.
You know what's funny? I think that it's really, things are starting to really push into balance, because just like you said, they make us think, well, not make us think, but in the way that times are, you think that this is more important than, getting to know who you truly are, right? But when you look at the walls in the studies that I study, African spirituality, because hence I am African descent.
Absolutely.
So in my studies of Kemet, which is Egypt, you have these beautiful pictures of Ma'at, Sekhmet, Heru, all of these beautiful goddesses and gods, Anu, Ampu, Asar, it goes on and on, Set. And you see these garments, they're laced in these beautiful garments, but their spirituality is equally lit. Equally lit. And that's the problem. We get so caught up in just looking fly that you're not spiritually fly. So it's not leveling up right. And that's been a problem for a long time. Yeah.
And a lot of it's been what you've been told. We had this discussion in our parking lot here one day, and we talked about how you were never indoctrinated into that church stuff, whereas I was, and you were told, yes, learn, and I was told, shut up. See, Remember that? Remember that discussion?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I think that's where the control starts. We're kids, and we just start out that way with our parents who didn't know, and your parents did, and they encouraged you, and they told me to, here, here, follow this, this here, this is what you need to follow. And your parents were like, here, follow this. Now, which is the right way? Well, I found out mine is a plastic Jesus. Stuck on a wall, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
That's
the
see,
majority.
in my upbringing, it was important to honor um, both aspects of divinity, to honor femininity and to honor masculinity, and understand that both of them have their place. And so growing up, I never really, I used to look at other people in the, when I went to school and everything, I was like, something's really off with everybody. I felt very different because I was not raised like that. My grandmother was teaching me about my chakras when I was 7.
That's so awesome.
So it's like, but see, and I went through a phase where I was trying to run away, where I was like, I felt like I was too conscious before my time.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do all that, And then I got slapped back in line again. Bop, back in line. And the ancestors, they have a way of putting you, because they're so close to you, they really coordinate and orchestrate a lot in our lives. And if you want to get things done and you want to progress in life, you can't skip that step. And for me, my ancestors, I already knew, they don't play with me. They don't play about me, and they don't play with me. You're going to do what you have to do, and you don't really have a choice. And that's how I feel. Like I don't have a choice. So I just rise to the occasion and do what I got to do, which is the healing work of myself and to do that for others. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to be about it. And I'm all about it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. That is
so it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. So like I'm picking up in the chat that there are a lot of people here who are questioning a lot of things in their lives right now. They're wondering what's happening because there's a lot of transformation going on.
Yep.
And you're figuring out that who you were 6 months ago is not who you are walking into. And it looks very weird because it's escalating. Like it feels like it's happening overnight.
Yep.
Don't be afraid.
Yep.
This is all supposed to happen because 2020 is the year of clear vision, clear knowing, and actually sitting in yourself and doing what you got to do and be a boss. So, it's going to be okay. Don't be scared of yourself. You are powerful beyond measure. You can accomplish whatever you put your mind to. And don't let the clutter get to you, because there's a lot of clutter. I'm feeling a lot of clutter going on.
Yeah.
There's so much dark information, and there's just not a lot of light. And that's being done on purpose to create a low vibration. But guys, it's like we can affect the world. We really can. I know it's so hard for many people to really believe this, but just like what we did with Wayne, we made it rain.
Yeah.
There still hasn't been any rain. There's going to get snow this week, but literally, there was no rain and we made it rain. And then this is literally what we can do. Just like when I saw the children, we have to focus on what we want to see in the world, not listen to what the world is projecting at us, because they want us to create their vision through the television and all of the stuff that we're being fed. But we have to remember to anchor to what's important and see the potentials of what you want to see in the world. But we are going to be going through some pretty extreme radical changes, I think. And I think that's what many people are feeling right now.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
feeling the calm before the storm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I've been telling during my readings for the past month, there's been like a certain trend that I'm noticing with people energetically. And it's actually really beautiful. Like during this whole time, although there's a lot of chaos going on, there's a lot of positive, impactful things going on too, with everybody on a global scale and as well as individually. You've had time because of coronavirus. Sorry, guys, I'm very silly.
That's okay.
Hopefully you'll get used to it. Because of coronavirus, right? Everybody has been forced to sit still, to listen, to honor space, to honor sacred space, to sit within themselves and question, dang, why was I at that job that I hate so much for years? Why didn't I leave like 6 months ago, And so you've been given an opportunity to really see what you want to do and how you want to move forward. I feel like people leaving out of this year and going into next year, they're going to know themselves so much more than what they did before this year started. And also, if we're talking about planetary energy, this is considered the year of Saturn.
Yeah.
And the year of Saturn is all about discipline,
Yeah.
all about waking up and doing your job, doing what you are called to do.
Yep.
So Saturn is also a feminine type of planet. The energy of Saturn is similar to the nurturing nature of a mom. Hey, you need to do, lay out the chores. Hey, you need to do A, B, C, D, F, G, and you need to get it done at a certain time, and don't be late.
That is a profound thing. I never associated Saturn with feminine energy. That's beautiful. That's a very neat way to think about that. That really helps me a lot in a lot of ways. So thank you, because I've never put that association, that Saturn having a feminine attribute, and I can see that. That's amazing. Thank you.
Well, that's the time that we're going in. We're coming out of the time of, patriarchy, and we're going back into a time where things were more gynocentric or matriarchal, where the mothers, the oracles, the wise women who can implement things and guide us in a right direction. We're going back into those ways. But first, she has to cut things up, just like your mom. When you're out of line, mom is like, get back in line. So we're going into that time where, and everybody's like, oh, but coronavirus, but you have to think bigger than that, because what is Donald Trump and all of these elites and all of this to spirit? Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
They breathe, bleed, and everything else, just like everybody else. Their blood might be green because some of them are extraterrestrials, but
yes,
but there's a bigger plan, and the plan is to get us in alignment, and that's what's happening. I'm excited to see what everybody in this chat is going to do. I'm excited to see what Robert's going to do. I'm excited to see what Trina's going to do and what Miss Amber is going to do. It's exciting. This is an exciting time.
I think
to witness all of this. Like when I'm 50,
yeah,
I'm just like, what?
Well, since I was little, the Lord would always tell me, don't forget, you came here to do 3 things. Help activate all the people on the planet, because I was supposed to be like Jesus, not an ego thing, meaning a healer, a teacher. This is what there's, and he told me, he says, there's millions of you, millions and millions of you. And that's what he would tell me. When you think of Jesus, think He is us. It's the power that's within us of the spirit. So he would explain it to me like that. He'd say, you came here to activate, be like Jesus, and activate millions of brothers and sisters to do healings and understand the power that is inside of you naturally. Then he said, the other thing was we came here to win and we came here to graduate. So, you know, if that's all what we're doing right now, oh, this is going to be wonderful.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I think like the healing powers and all that, people don't understand that we really can do this. This is not imagination. This is reality. I mean, reality. You can change your body in real time in reality. So this is fact. But like you said, so many people doubt that it can be done. So when people start,
they doubt it also because the internet, you know, there's a such thing as the internet now that tells you that, hey, this is how you do this. And so if it doesn't look like that, then they don't think that it's working. But everybody's different and your process is going to look so much different. Like we're not, like we are control. The same. We're one and the same, right? But our energies are different. How we flow are in my tradition, we call that knowing your head, knowing what energy is in your head. Because for example, the energetic Orisha that rules my head is Yemaya, which is the mother of the sea. So the way I move is like, I'm real fluid, you know, and I like to go with the flow. I'm not one of those people who could be put in a box and you say, this is how this is, like rigid. People are so used to the school system here that because it's like organized in a way where it's like, hey, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Spirit is not really like that. Spirit's like, you know, I'm going to take you on a whirlwind first. I'm going to, you know, astral travel a little bit. You're going to go see some dimensions. And then you're going to come back and, you know, then you don't do this. And then take you somewhere else, you know. Before you know, you got a million books in your house on like a million different things.
Oh man, I so feel you with that. I got so many books. I love books. I have a book problem.
Yeah. So you gotta, and I'm finding like it's hard for people to just releasing the control. So the fact that you made this about control, you know, I think that it is very important for people to identify what is it they feel controlled by, because in knowing that, then you know how to counteract that and say, okay, I'm controlled by my phone, so I'm going to break it, or I'm going to throw it away, or I'm going to get a flip phone,
right?
And, you know, do something different. So
yeah, absolutely. See, I bought one of these little pocket things. You know, little pocket deals, and you put your phone in there.
I want to get one of those.
And then you get no signal. And it kind of like, without shutting your phone off, it kind of just deadens the signal. I mean, it's not a fix-all, but you know what? It's something to use to how should I say, instead of putting your hands on the phone, okay, I'm going to shut it off, but then you're tempted to turn it back on. So if you put it in here, you're not turning it on. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
It's taken the frequency away from you, like the phone. Yeah, that gives you a break. That's what I mean. It's like, give me a break. Yeah, give me a break.
Show everybody your thingamabob here. There you go. Yeah, show them the crystal thing. You know, again, that's from Marsha Price.
Yes.
Yeah, Marsha made that. Beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful. Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah,
Isn't that
that's
pretty?
beautiful.
Yeah, Marsha made this. She does amazing work. Yeah, and this is like it feels so good.
Where you at, Marsha?
I don't.
Marsha's in Arkansas.
Yeah, Marsha's in Arkansas.
Aw.
I think I don't know if I got her thing, but anyway, I'll try to put it in the thing. But she made these rods of raw. These rods of raw. They got crystals in them and little signs on the side of the thing. I can't see them.
They're powerful.
But yeah, you hold them in your hands. I hold them in my hands when I try to meditate. Gives my hands something to do anyway.
We're showing off tools. Let me go get my tools.
Oh yeah, show off your tools. Oh man, we're having a heck of a show today.
Absolutely. Oh, and then David Perry Yegan, you know, in our chat, he brought me this. It's called an aura crystal. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks white. But when you hit the light in it, it turns blue and green and purple and yellow.
Oh wow.
It's got all these different colors in it. It is so beautiful. I love this thing.
This is my scepter.
Oh wow.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
A sister friend of mine made this.
Oh my
I saw
God,
this piece. I saw this piece in a dream. I was doing some tantric shaman energetic healing on somebody, me and my husband, and they had something going on, like a blockage, really heavy, was in their solar plexus. So I took this out of my bag in my dream. And like a day later, a friend of mine posted a picture of her scepter. And I was like, I need whoever made yours, I need her to make mine.
Yeah.
So I got her to make it, and literally she made it just how I saw it in my dream.
That's powerful.
This is manifestation. This is what manifestation looks like. When you see it and it's there, like before you know it, it's with you. So it is a system too. And you know, as you guys know, sound moves energy.
Yes,
So if somebody has a blockage or something like that, don't be afraid to use an instrument. This is why those of us who study shamanism, they use drums or various types of instruments because it moves.
Yeah, they got one of these little things.
Yeah.
That's 32
I've
hertz. I like the
bowls. Yep.
Wayne got me hooked on this thing. I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear that all. But anyway, I like this.
To hear. Yeah, the high tones are hard to hear sometimes, and the soft ones.
Anyway, and there it is. But I do that, and then I place it like on the parts of my body that hurt, like my shoulder will hurt, and I'll hit it, and I'll put it on my shoulder or the back of my neck, or wherever that's not feeling good for the day, and that helps out.
Who uses pendulums? Who uses pendulums? Do you?
I do.
I got my little thing for my doohickey that's up here too somewhere.
I love this. Is my baby right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on. Marsha actually made mine. I'll see if I. It's in my other room.
I got my little wheel thing.
Oh, right on, Robert.
And then I got my little doohickey. From
Wow.
Patrick Garrett. Remember when he was talking to the plants? Yes. He got me on that, and I do that to at one time I got a really good connection and I was trying to talk to the moon, and the thing was swinging like a charm. I tell you, I was not doing anything, and I was asking a question. It's just going crazy. I'm like, holy crap! But some days it works good, and some days it doesn't. I need to practice. I think what it is I need to get going and do it regularly to make it work better than just trying to do sporadically.
Yeah, it's practice, and it's connecting and getting grounded. Make sure that you set your fulcrum, set your energies, do your clearing, protect your space. All those things are really important. So you got to start with the foundation.
I'm feeling like a neighbor ritual is coming on.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of rituals, I have something here.
Okay.
Believe it or not, what got it all started was your mother invited me over for something to eat one day. And she says to me, well, she's into this, you know, and she says, here, I got something for you. And she's got this crystal, and it's blue or purplish. You can see that. Anyway,
Yeah.
she says, this thing has been sitting on the shelf for like, you know, a long time.
It was like
Really?
2 years.
Yes.
She didn't
And
know who to give it to. She didn't know
yeah.
what
And
it was for.
and she says, it's calling you. And I says, what? How do you know? And she says,
She woke up one day, funny story. She woke up one day and she was like, I finally know who that crystal's for. And I was like, you mean the one that you bought like a year and a half, like 2 years ago? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, who, me? Because I love getting gifts from my mom. Don't mind me. But she was like, no. And I was like, what? Who's it for? Bob. I was like, Robert, what are you talking about? I was like, for real. But she said, funny thing is, I think she said when you came home, it fell. Like it
Yeah,
fell
yeah.
the moment, like, and so that was the knowing that that's how she knew it was for you.
Mm-hmm.
It literally
Wow.
had sat there for a while before she wouldn't let anybody touch it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, don't touch it, leave it alone. Not for any of you.
Wow.
And that was before you guys knew that I was into any of this, anything
Yeah.
like this.
Now
And
that would be a funny story to share.
yeah, which was really weird because, you know, when I found out that you guys were into this, I'm like, wow, this is really strange. You know, you're always afraid to tell your neighbors this stuff because they're going to say, get back.
Right. Yeah, get the scarlet letter.
You know, we're going to burn you out. And instead it's like, you're a wizard. She says she's in the yard the other day saying, oh my God, I live next to a wizard.
I love it. I love it.
You know, we could draw big sigils in the yard now.
Yes, and it's so funny. It's like people are starting to find each other.
Yeah.
That's a
Yes.
really cool thing where somehow we're all coming together at this time. It's like we're finding each other. I literally I've been looking for my people, this tribe, for my whole life. So it was a lonely road walking in my reality with my consciousness. It was tough.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
why I would have said that's a lot of my clients, or I don't even like to call them clients, they're more like peers. And I they hit me up and they're like, listen, you need to make a YouTube channel. And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm kind of camera shy. I don't know about that.
I
But
was
I
too,
did,
and I
and
never
I did.
wanted to do this, but I think this is how we're finding each other. I really
Yeah.
do. I mean, I found all of you this way. And Brian, you know, he was like, you need to come on. I was like, dude, no, you know, and I was like, no. And then I finally did. And he made me feel so comfortable. And I was like, okay, it's not so bad. So, but yeah, I
See, you
think,
know what's funny? When you said his name, I could feel the love that you have for him.
oh my God, yes.
Feel that.
My best
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very funny though. He has the humor.
Yes. Loved him a bunch.
Yeah.
Still do. He's with me and with all of us every day.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
like I feel like there's a presence here.
Yeah.
I
He's a
could feel it.
powerful presence, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people he brought together. And then,
Yeah.
you know, when he passed, it like radiated out, and then it brought us all together and connected us. And then look where we are now. I mean, more people are doing their own shows. They're connecting more people, and everybody's literally getting together and feeling his spirit everywhere. I mean, it was like, okay, we were all focused on him, and now his focus is radiating. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, you know, everybody stepped up to the plate. Everybody started doing, you know, what he kept telling them to do before he wasn't here. Because while he was here, nobody was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. It motivated people to continue and
Yes.
to share their gifts. And that's what Brian was all about. Anybody, come on. We want to hear your story. We want to get to know you, see your face. And it's just like getting to meet your neighbor, Robert. This is awesome.
Yes,
I
and
told you she was great.
I
Yeah.
remember, I remember the first day we found out that Robert was like into this stuff, and the whole house, because like my whole house, even my children, all the way down, he can attest to this, you know, even down to my little ones, they're very sensitive to energy and they're very free. They're not in a box at all, and they're homeschooled, so that makes it even better. But everybody in this house was like, what? Okay, wait a minute. Let me get my stage right. We're friends now.
Right.
But the energy of our space as neighbors, you can tell, like, as soon as you come here, it's very peaceful. And there's
harmony. That's a beautiful thing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I'm excited. And I when I created the Omii tribe, I was like, okay. And just like how you all talk about Brian, it's like I was led to do that too. Just do it and see what happens. And I
Yeah.
developed a school, and so now it's just on and popping.
It's awesome.
It's just on and popping. But that's not to say that everybody in the chat, everybody in here can't do that too. Let us be an inspiration to your gifts and what you can do, and trust that. And if you need help, reach out. I do counseling. I help people spiritually develop their business. You have an opportunity to live your life the way you want to live it, and fully live it, like for real,
Yeah.
with no stress.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlearn what you know and learn something new.
Really?
Yeah. So I know we've kind of went over our hour, but you were so interesting, and I would love to have you back. Would you come back sometime again?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. I'm not
Either
doing
that,
that.
you know, I'll walk across the street here and I'll bang on your door. Get on it.
You know what? Honestly, if you guys do not mind, I would just love to sit in here and talk to y'all. That would be fun.
Absolutely.
On Saturdays, if you
it would be wonderful. You're welcome in the chat room anytime. I'd like to have you on, you know, sometime, you know, just yourself, and you can go over a lot of other stuff too. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful day. Trina, what do you got planned for this week?
You know, I've been working a lot, and I think I'm getting ready to take my first little vacation in over 7 years.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So my daughter has begged me to go and hike Mount Zion with her. So we're gonna go to Zion. So
where's that?
So I'm getting ready to do that.
Where is where?
In Utah.
Oh, in Utah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to
Mount
look that up.
Zion. There's like five national parks within one big park. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm excited. I've never been.
Yeah.
So I'm working, and then I'm going to be gone next weekend. So you guys it's not next weekend, it's the following. So you guys probably won't see me. But I'm trying to maybe get up to the Oppenheimer Ranch this weekend too.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull it off with work. I'm trying to negotiate with my people, and I don't know. I'm trying to work it out. So yeah, a lot's going on right now with trying to get into nature, make more connections with more of this powerful soul tribe. Yeah. And I think I've actually manifested with a dear friend of mine about 60 acres to start the healing center on. So a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So working away, but yeah, just busy.
Great. great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. I want a place where all of us can come together and meet. So this has always been a goal.
Heck, the way the world's working, we may have a place to come together to live.
Hey, and you know what, Robert, with 60 acres, I got you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding either. I'm not kidding either. This is why I was doing this, because I'm really not kidding either.
Yeah.
And I would love to be in a community of like-minded people that are, you know, are willing to do what it takes to make it work. You know, it's going to take a lot of hard work, and that's okay. And man, when we work together, there's nothing we cannot accomplish.
That's absolutely right. Look at where we're at today. I mean, we're almost hitting like 300 subscribers, which is great, because I know Brian had like over 1,000, and all those people are finding us again. They're finally coming.
They will.
You know, everybody in the chat room, please tell everybody else, come on over. We're doing all the same stuff. I still haven't posted the music. I still don't know how to do that, but I'm figuring everything else out. I got all of this other stuff figured out now.
Yeah, well, like I said too, you got to be careful, because like that one that I did with Brian's, I literally got a copyright on that.
Yeah, I tried to post one yesterday on the thing, and I had a little bit of snippet of the Steve Miller Band. I mean, it was just so small, and they said, you know, it says can't post it. But what the hell, you know?
Yeah, like, so it's difficult. Like I said, the rules are changing, but also too, I see them lightening back up as well too. So I'm seeing it go both ways. Yeah. So right now we're in the crux of some battle between Google, YouTube, and the powers that be. But hopefully it'll start to get back to where we can start having more, you know, accessibility to do things that we want to do. And I just wish I knew how to do it so I could post all this stuff. But it is what it is. You know, the one good thing is though, Robert, I wonder if you can just post a share and share directly from his channel.
I could, maybe, yeah, I could try that.
I just got that, and I don't know nothing about technology. You know, that's not my gig, and I literally just heard that, so there might be something to that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all good. And for my wonderful neighbor, thank you very much for coming.
So nice to meet you.
Do you have any last words?
I was gonna play a song for y'all.
Long as it ain't something that'll give me a copyright strike,
right?
I don't think so.
You got to be really careful with live streams, because they will
it's coming off of YouTube.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is it a regular song?
No. It's a meditation track.
But I'm saying, is it copyrighted material from somebody else? Because we literally can't use anybody else.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, will this shut us off so fast? We'll go right off the air before you turn it on. Sorry.
Yeah, you won't even do it.
If it was your own creation and you recorded it, oh yeah, girl, we could be singing all night long with you.
I'll just drop it in the chat, I guess.
Yes,
awesome.
Do that.
That would be
help
great.
With, activating your aura bodies. I felt the need to share that with people. Well, if you want to activate your subtle bodies, just look up crystal bowl notes. That'll help with activating that. So you'll be able to feel energy easier. That was random, but I was led to say it. So
that's so funny. It's so true. So true. So true. There is nothing like sound just knocking your vibration right into correction. I literally, when I was at school at Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, this guy brought in a gong, and it's I guess it's a famous gong because it goes on tour, because this thing is huge. It's like 8 feet wide. I mean, it's on a big metal track thing, and it can only go in certain doors. I mean, this thing is huge. This guy hit that gong, and I swear to God, the grounding energies were so heavy, it was almost like a magnetic force pulled me to the ground and made me lay down. It was incredible, and it literally took almost 45 minutes to recover from the deep sound of this gong, it literally grounded you so fast and so deep. It literally took you into an altered state of consciousness almost immediately. It was
Wow.
the sound was so powerful and the vibration was so tangible. It literally transformed your being upon getting into the vibration. It would literally hit you and you were like, whoa. It was powerful.
Wow.
Sound. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Tesla says, you know, you want to know the keys to the secrets of the universe: frequency, sound, and vibration.
Absolutely. And with that, what do we say?
Be the frequency you want to receive.
Okay, everybody. Love you all. Thanks for coming. We enjoyed it so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.